All right. Welcome to FaBled Hunters.
I'm Yuanji.
I'm Saint.
And we're going to open another box today.
Yeah, we are. We've got this case, this old case. Box one. Yuanji, do the honors.
What are we going to talk about today?
I don't know. You have any topics?
I don't know how many of the viewers have actually watched all of the videos that we've done.
Yeah.
But if they have, then they'll know that there's a certain man who's always present in all of our videos. And I'm not talking about you.
Me?
No, not you.
Oh,
a certain Don.
A certain Don?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Starting from episode 1.
Episode 1, it's always been Don Julio. He's always around. And, I mean, I don't know. A lot of people are like, oh, you're being pretentious and you're trying to show off or whatnot.
Yeah, you're trying to show off
your liquor collection. Yeah. It's got nothing to do with wealth or like a collection. This is the only thing that I can physiologically drink without getting super sick. I think Yuanji, I believe you're Asian. I identify with Asian as well. And I mean, us being Asian, having Asian friends, I would say that 70% of Asian people have this thing called like Asian flush.
Yeah. And specifically, your like body is lacking. Like,
we lack an enzyme. Like 70% of us lack an enzyme, and therefore we get really sick. Like normal people can drink like really crappy alcohol and still be okay.
Yeah.
And we cannot because we lack the enzyme. Because we lack the enzyme, our body's at a very big disadvantage. And if I had like 2 shots of Georgie vodka, I might black out, I might break out in hives, and I'd be in a lot of trouble.
So you got it really rough.
Yeah, really, really rough. And by 3, I might not make it. Like I could take 3 shots of Georgie vodka, my body would be so allergic, I'd be done. I was at a business meeting like 3-4 years ago. Maybe it's been longer, like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe.
Okay.
Explaining this, like, oh, how come you don't drink, Saint? Explaining this to a client. Oh, hey!
We got a cold foil.
Yes, a Pulse of Oldhaven. Pack 2, right there.
That's our card.
Yes, it was. It was our spoiler card, and it looks really nice. Let me get this thing in a semi-rigid. Awesome. Smooth openings. So far, so good. Wow, same case.
Smooth liquor, smooth opening.
Yes, smooth liquor, smooth openings. Pulse of Volthaven. Great corners, great everything. Let's just put that right there.
Yeah, you were saying at a board meeting.
Not even a board meeting, just a client meeting, a banker client. He's like, oh, I'm going to enjoy myself this drink. And, my colleague from work who was accompanying me was enjoying herself. And like I was explaining about Asian flush, and then literally the sommelier, the alcohol specialist at the restaurant, he was like, "Sir, have you ever considered trying higher end alcohol?" And I'm like, "Is this a sales pitch?" He's like, "No, sir. This is my job. I went to school for this, and I take this very seriously." And he's like, "There's unrefined ethyl alcohol in." Newer alcohols. I have other clients that I advise for and I consult them on what to drink and what not to drink. If you start, testing, at least just taste testing aged alcohol, then the effects of Asian flush, and he had a name for it. He had a scientific name for whatever the symptoms were. He's like, yeah, you can mitigate those issues.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, really? Are you BSing me? And he's like, no. I know this costs more, but it wasn't even a tequila. This is like slightly not so expensive scotch. You seem well-to-do, like whatever it was, $60 a glass. Just give it a shot. And I had it. I was like, whoa, this is not the same. This is not the same as Georgie vodka. This is not the same as even Grey Goose or Absolute or whatever I tried in the past. Because, I was a high school kid, I was a college kid, and I drank whatever's out there. Like Absolute was like the good stuff, There was a time where Grey Goose and Absolute, like
Barton's.
in the 90s, were like, they're the good stuff. And
I had Barton's.
Barton's?
Yeah, it's
vodka?
It comes in like a plastic jug.
Oh no.
Ugh.
Oh no. Yeah, that stuff will kill me. That stuff is like my body's just not refined. So ethyl alcohol, which is harmful to people with Asian flush, their bodies break down cannot break down the alcohol. So it hangs around and it just gives them headaches, gives them hives, gives them worse.
Yeah.
It's just really bad for them. Therefore, it's due to physiological reasons that if I want to drink, the only thing I actually can get away with drinking is something refined. This is actually me being a cheap immigrant. Don Julio 1942 is, it says tequila añejo, and this is aged 30 months. And this tequila is actually aged 30 months is almost equivalent to like an 18-year Scotch. So their taste profiles, their breakdown of the alcohol, and how fine they are, the aging process. I guess agave just breaks down a lot faster. So I'm actually trying to save money because once you get to 18 or 21 or 25 in Scotch, then it's very, very like expensive, like mucho expensive, even for me, even for people wealthier than me. There's almost no upper limit to how expensive Scotch can get. And Don Julio 1942 for a bottle in New York costs about $240 to $250, but outside of New York, like $120, $150. It sounds like a lot, but I mean, I don't have any other options. Like I've tried Macallan 12, and this stuff is like some people think it's nice.
Yeah, it tastes like smoke.
It's a little gross, and it's still not refined enough. Like I literally have to start at Macallan 18 to not have the bad side effects because I guess I just, my body is lacking the enzymes to break down that alcohol. And just to have a good time, I need to, I need to go a little more high end.
So when's like the first time that you ever bought like a bottle of Don?
The first time it was actually, ooh, this is nice. The first time a bottle of Don was purchased, not by me, it was purchased for me.
Yeah.
I was at a work event. I was in the Bahamas for work at this place called Baha Mar for like an annual gala for our bank. Like the gala was going well, shaking hands, kissing babies, that type of thing.
That we've sorry to cut you off. There's like a crazy print line on it.
Really? Is there?
Yeah, if you can you see like in the light?
Oh, I see it now. Yeah. It's going right across, right?
Yeah, right across.
It's not that crazy. It's just a roller line.
But it just like caught my eye.
It just hit you, because the light shone off. Yeah. I was at this work conference. There's this guy that was out, after the festivities, and it was our time to do our own thing.
Yeah.
We're at Baha Mar in the Bahamas anyway. There's this guy in the high limits, and I'm like, I know that guy. He's been to these conferences before.
Yeah.
We'll just call him Jay.
Okay.
And he's sitting with honestly, no exaggeration, about $500,000 in chips in front of him.
Okay.
And I'm like, that's a lot of goddamn chips. Like, why's he got that many chips? And he's, splashing big figure chips around. They were in color denominations that I hadn't known existed. At the time, I was like, wait, black is good, right? And then there's purple, and then there's yellow, and then there's like red, orange, and all these other colors. I'm like, oh, crap. I guess I'm just not wealthy enough to know what these chips are about. He's like, oh, hey, Saint, here, come have a seat, because we're at the same work conference and he's seen me before. So I'm sitting next to Jay, and he's just like, hey, man, come have a drink with me. And I'm still, in that...
You're still trying to figure out what you
trying to figure out what I can drink. Yeah, exactly, what I can and can't drink.
Yeah.
He's just like, I'm Asian flush. And he's like, oh, I used to too, but, this is something you can, build a tolerance in. And, drinking is like a skill. You can build a tolerance in drinking. Like, what are you, weird? You can't sit down and have a drink with, another businessman? And I was like, I guess. This guy seems to, be well off. I should probably listen to him,
Yeah.
And I did. I sat down and we started drinking, and, one thing led to another. We started playing blackjack, and his stack was growing.
Yeah.
My stack was growing. And I mean, this guy was just drinking, entertaining. He was like the life of the party. And I was like, wow, there's a lot of social skills and social cues and mannerisms that I can learn from this person.
Yeah.
And Jay and I, we hung out for 3 days. We drank Don Julio 1942 nonstop. And he literally just had the whole casino, the whole property eating out of his hands.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, this guy, his drinking, his whole attitude, his whole body language and demeanor, he didn't have to say he owned the place. He just owned the place.
Yeah.
When you're around and every drink lady knows you by your first name, and they don't even need to wonder if you're going to tip them because they know you got it, and they're going to get taken care of tonight. It's just such insane table presence. How they say table presence or table image in poker?
Yeah.
So
how you appear to
appear to everybody else.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. And from then on, I was like, oh crap, Don Julio 1942. I drank it, with this guy. I actually worked with the gentleman, and it's funny. our processing company actually worked with his company for a handful of years, and we made each other a lot of money. I probably made him more money than he made me, though, because it always flows upwards, right? It flows upwards.
That's how it works in services, though. Services,
Yeah, that's how it works. You're always working for somebody. So that's another thing. A lot of people are like, oh, how come you're so well off? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Guys, you're always working for somebody. You're always answering to somebody. And there's always somebody bigger and badder in the world. There always is.
And then once you get to the top, then you work for everybody.
Yeah. Then you work for everybody. But yeah, that's why, guys. So it's not anything to do with pretentiousness. This is probably the most low-end thing that won't mess with my body. So, I don't want to end up in a hospital. Therefore, I drink 1942. That's why. So pro tip, guys, folks that have suffer from Asian flush, drink 1942 or something, at least añejo or extra añejo and up. That will limit your alcohol costs while improving your social experiences.
I didn't even know that. I thought that you just get it from all alcohols, or people who...
Well, most alcohol, over 90% of alcohol is not that refined, right?
Yeah.
It's usually closed off to people that are of, I guess, a higher income.
Sure.
But if you just, if you splurge a little bit, but you drink a little less, you can still enjoy yourself. And that's, again, why I'm such an advocate for Dat 42, because, you can... Make your money last a lot better, and it's a lot more efficient buying $200 bottles than $2,000 to $20,000 bottles, right?
That's so funny. That's a totally different direction than I originally thought it was going to be.
Really?
Because 1942 is not bad alcohol.
It's a great alcohol. It's amazing.
Yeah. So usually the way that you talk about it, you always talk it up. So I always was under the impression that it was...
it's not Patron, and I've tried Patron, guys. Yeah. Patron is garbage. That stuff is swill. No. They try to promote it as some high-end tequila. No. It's better than Jose Cuervo, but that's not saying much,
Right.
You're saying, Yuanji?
Yeah, I was just saying that, since you talk it up,
No, it's great. It's rated 98 out of 100 by Wine Spectator and all the other magazines. It's an amazing out, but it's not... Again, guys, back to what I'm saying. It's not about the money. It's not about the cost. This is about the quality. This is like the WTR alpha of alcohol, because everybody wants it. There's never enough to go around. It's out everywhere. It's sold out everywhere. But it's also sold out because the quality and the enjoyment ratio to the price is just so worth it.
Good value.
Exactly. It's amazing value.
Last pack?
Sure. Last pack magic. Let's do it. Let's get some good value, although Pulse of Volthaven's pretty solid.
Yeah, I think this box already is pretty decent.
Oh, yeah?
Just off of the cold foil Pulse. You have to figure that not, some boxes, just you just get a common cold foil, right?
We didn't get any Majestics, right?
Oh, Majestic? No, we didn't.
Oh, man. Well, maybe it'll happen here. Let's see what happens. 5?
This is a Majestic foil.
Well, it's a cold foil. Womp womp. Rare. Hey! Majestic
you called
foil. There we go. I was like, where was that? It was hiding in the last pack. All right, guys. So we got a good Pulse. We got that. And we got more stories and more questions and more episodes to come. Hope you guys liked it. Watch, comment, subscribe, like, share, twiddle the notification bell. Thanks, everybody. Till next time. Bye.